Titanus Godzilla's behavior seems to be that of a territorial animal. Ishiro Serizawa theorized that Godzilla is the driving force to restore balance to nature whenever that balance is disrupted, suggesting that he essentially considers the entire Earth to be his territory. Godzilla has a symbiotic relationship with Mothra. She assists him in their fight against Ghidorah and Rodan, using their webs to glue Ghidorah onto a skyscraper and incapacitating Rodan after he fought her. As she died, Godzilla absorbed her life force, enabling him to go thermonuclear. When Godzilla becomes the Alpha Titan, he doesn't attack others who followed Ghidorah, and instead spares them when they swear their allegiance to him. He seems to be roaming the Pacific for now. Titanus Ghidorah is larger than Godzilla, and each of his neck has a row of spines that goes down, but the middle neck has 2 rows of spines. Ghidorah's wings are also much larger and more bat-like in appearance than most incarnations, and they can also act as forelimbs to support his massive body. Titanus Ghidorah was first discovered in Antarctica. In a post-credits scene, it is revealed that Ghidorah's severed head, lost in the battle in Mexico, has been recovered by fishermen from the ocean. Alan Jonah, seeing the potential use for it, purchases it from a trader, which is probably why Ghidorah will show up again in future Monsterverse films. Titanus MOSURA deviates from that of the original Toho version in that she is not a mystical, divine being, but rather a member of Titanus MOSURA, a prehistoric insect-like superspecies that originated from the same time period as Godzilla and the other Titans. Godzilla's species had a warm, symbiotic relationship with Mothra's. She was first seen in the Yunnan province of China. In a nod to the original Japanese films, the Mothra featured in Godzilla King of the Monsters was worshipped as a deity by a primitive culture living in the Yunnan province, where its egg was stored away in an ancient temple where it was discovered by Monarch. After dying in battle against Ghidorah, it was later revealed that an egg had been discovered. Its whereabouts are currently unknown. Titanus Rodan possesses an aggressive nature. First seen erupting out of a volcano in Isla de Mara, he is seen destroying jets and other aircraft that fly near him, but whether this is done out of defense or pure malice is debatable. It is revealed that Rodan follows the Alpha Titan, regardless of the latter's intentions, which is shown when he submits to Ghidorah even after the latter overpowers him. After Godzilla kills Ghidorah and is acknowledged by the other Titans as the Alpha among them, Rodan approaches Godzilla and bows before him. News clippings during the credits reveal that Rodan has flown to and made a nest in a volcano near Fiji, but is seen here flying over the coast of South America. Titanus Kong is shown to be extremely fierce and brutal when angered, hurling trees at the oncoming helicopters and smashing many of them together. Despite this, he has a relatively kind and peaceful side, helping out a scare buffalo after it was trapped under a wreckage of a helicopter, befriending Mason Weaver and James Conrad, and also sparing Aaron Brooks. Kong is only mentioned in Godzilla King of Monsters and never shown, as he ignored Ghidorah's call, wanting nothing to do with the other Titans beyond Skull Island and wanting them to have nothing to do with him. In the film's novelization, Kong makes a brief appearance on Skull Island before making sure no skull crawlers leave the island after they also hear Ghidorah's call. Titanus Methuselah is a quadruped with a forest on its armored shell, with large white eyes and a mouth with large teeth. He also has large horns growing down from the top of his head and curl inwards, and spines along his back and reptilian tail. He has claws for front feet and hooves for back feet. Concept art shows that Methuselah appears to have trees on his armored back, which may be smaller spines. Held in Monarch Outpost 67 located in Munich, Germany, Methuselah hears the call of his new alpha Ghidorah and wakes up from his slumber. Titanus Behemoth resembles a prehistoric ground sloth with large, curled tusks resembling those of a mammoth. Knuckle walking in a way reminiscent to that of a gorilla, he seems to be light brown in color and is covered in mammoth fur, while his head is that of a mammoth without a trunk. Behemoth also has a row of small flat spines running down on his back. Behemoth is contained and monitored in Monarch Outpost 58 in a cavern in the border of Brazil and Peru. designated Titanus Behemoth, although he is known to the locals as MAPUPUNER. Titanus Scylla is a giant arachnid-like titan with a black coloration, 6 very long, bony and light-haired legs, each with 2 joints and ending with a claw. These legs are strong enough to tear through solid rock, and small spikes grow out of the first joint. Scylla's head is also surrounded by several squid-like tentacles, and unlike most spiders, she only has 2 eyes. Scylla is in Monarch containment facility in a desert nearby oil rigs in Sedona, Arizona, being monitored by Monarch and designated as Titanus Scylla. After her file is briefly examined by Mark Russell, Scylla is woken by the calls of a new alpha, Ghidorah. Titanus Genshin are ancient parasitic arthropods that evolved during the Permian period of Earth's history. Technically, the MUTOs are a part of a smaller subspecies of the much larger MUTO prime. The MUTOs reproduce by killing members of Godzilla's species, as well as the other species of titans, and laying their eggs inside their prey's radioactive bodies. Like Godzilla, they feed off the Earth's natural radiation. In 2019, a second surviving female MUTO, much larger than the previous one, was among the titans who were awakened by Ghidorah's call and converged on Boston. The creature dubbed Genshin bowed to Godzilla in recognition of him as an alpha. She probably emerged in North America. MOKELE MBEBE, or one who stops the flow of rivers, is a water-dwelling Congolese cryptid similar to and believed to be a sauropod dinosaur. It is unknown if Titanus MOKELE MBEBE was misinterpreted by locals as the cryptid, or Titanus MOKELE MBEBE was nicknamed by Monarch due to resembling the cryptid in some way, although there are few similarities between them. MOKELE MBEBE is imprisoned in Monarch Outpost 75, located in JEBEL, BARKAL, Sudan. Ghidorah wakes up the dormant titans, and MOKELE MBEBE tears free of his underground prison and kills or devours all Monarch agents in the area. Titanus Leviathan likely refers to the biblical use in which the Leviathan is a giant sea creature created by God. Usually described as a serpentine crocodile or a whale, this creature is the counterpart to the behemoth. Leviathan's name may also refer to the definitions of Leviathan, either a large aquatic creature or a thing that is very large and powerful. Titanus Leviathan was found in Lochness by Monarch, an outpost that was built around it. When Ghidorah calls, Leviathan breaks free of his outpost and travels through the hollow earth to the Indian Ocean, where it begins to hunt with the other titans. Abaddon, or also dubbed Titanus Abaddon, is a prehistoric giant daikaiju created by Legendary Pictures that appears in the legendary 2019 film Godzilla King of the Monsters, as a name briefly seen on a monitor. Before the release of Godzilla King of the Monsters, it was believed that Abaddon was the Titan in Cambodia, before it was later revealed to be Typhon. At some point, Abaddon had a Monarch outpost built around it in MAPUPUNER rock formations, Russia. When Ghidorah calls all the titans, Abaddon breaks free and begins to hunt with his new pack. When the Orca calls all the titans to Boston, Abaddon does not arrive in time to see Godzilla become the new alpha of all titans. Titanus Sargon's name may refer to the Sargon genus of beetle, possibly meaning that Sargon is a beetle-like kaiju created by Legendary Pictures for the King of the Monsters movie. Sargon was named after the ancient ruler of the ancient Akkadian Empire, but this is unlikely to be related to Titanus Sargon due to the fact that Sargon is not located anywhere near the former Akkadian Empire. At some point, Sargon had a Monarch outpost built around it. When Ghidorah calls all the titans, Sargon breaks free and begins to hunt with his new pack, attacking Mexico. When the Orca calls all the titans to Boston, Sargon does not arrive in time to see Godzilla become the new alpha of all the titans. Baphomet, or also dubbed Titanus Baphomet, is a prehistoric giant daikaiju that appeared briefly in one of the screens showing the monsters attacking cities around the world, as a name briefly seen on a monitor. Baphomet was a goat-headed demonic entity worshipped by a cult and associated with the Knights Templar. It is unknown if Titanus Baphomet was this worshipped entity or if it is merely named after Baphomet for another reason. At some point of time, Baphomet Monarch outpost built around it in Volubilis, Morocco. When Ghidorah calls all the titans, Baphomet breaks free and begins to hunt with his new pack like all the other titans. And when the Orca calls all the titans to Boston, Being away in Morocco, he does not arrive in time to see Godzilla become the new alpha of all the Titans. Tiamat was a primordial water goddess in Akkadian mythology, the symbol of chaos of primordial creation. The name Tiamat is also applied to many modern monsters, for example, a 5-headed dragon in Dungeons and Dragons. It is unknown if Titanus Tiamat resembles any of these modern monsters, hence its monarch designation, or if it was misinterpreted by the Akkadians as the water goddess, or if its name refers to something else entirely. Tiamat was found in Stone Mountain, Georgia, USA by Monarch, who built outpost 83 around it. When Ghidorah calls all the Titans, Tiamat breaks free from its outpost and begins to hunt. However, even though it is in Georgia, USA, it couldn't arrive in Boston along with the other Titans. Typhon, also dubbed Titanus Typhon and sometimes referred to as Typhoon, is a prehistoric giant daikaiju created by legendary pitchers for King of the Monsters movie. Typhon is a monstrous and powerful male serpentine giant in Greek mythology and the father of Scylla. He was one of the strongest creatures in all of Greek myths, and Zeus could only beat him with the use of the thunderbolts. It is unknown if Titanus Typhon is this creature or he just resembles Typhon to some extent, similarly to how Scylla is the monster from mythology, but then doesn't look exactly the same as Scylla in Monsterverse. At some point, Typhon had a Monarch outpost 92 built around him in Angkor Wat, Cambodia. When Ghidorah calls all the Titans, Typhon breaks free and begins to hunt with his new pack. Bunyip, also dubbed Titanus Bunyip, is a prehistoric giant daikaiju. The Bunyip is a large Australian cryptid found in shallow water. It is unknown whether Bunyip sightings are really Titanus Bunyip or if Titanus Bunyip was given its name by Monarch for a different and unknown reason. Being the only kaiju spotted or discovered by Monarch there down under, Bunyip had a Monarch outpost built around it, I reckon. When Ghidorah calls all the Titans, Bunyip breaks free and acts the same way as all the other Titans. But being all the way down in Australia, he couldn't have reached Boston in time for the coronation of Godzilla.